Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dinda Auxilia from Group 4 of 5C English Education Department. On this occasion, I would like to explain about diversity in education and active participation. So first is diversity in education. Diversity, it means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. This can be along the dimension of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, age, physical abilities, religious belief, political belief, or other ideologies. An example of diversity is the classroom full of children of different backgrounds. The condition of having or including people from different ethnicities and social background. Diversity means having a range of people with various racial, ethnic, socio-economic, and cultural backgrounds and various lifestyles, experience, and interests. Having a variety of individuals and point of view represented in department. Diversity is a group of people who are different in the same place. Diversity matters in education because it builds understanding and how people make educated opinions and judgment. When people are more educated and embrace diversity, they learn to make judgment based on person's action and words and not by their appearance. Diverse learners include children and students of all abilities from racially, ethnically, culturally, and linguistically diverse backgrounds. Diversity is everything that makes people different from each other. This includes many different factors: race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socio-economic status, ability, age, religions, belief, or political conviction. Students feel more confident and safe. Students who learn about different cultures during their education feel more comfortable and safe with these differences later in life. This allows them to interact in a wider range of social groups and feel more confident in themselves as well as in their interaction with others. This is the benefit of diversity in education. And second is active participation. Active participation is the consistent and simultaneous engagement of the minds of all the learners with the content of the lesson. Such participation increases the rate and degree of learning. Active participation is the key to successful teaching and learning. Active participation is a way of working that supports an individual right to participate in the activities and relationship of everyday life as independently as possible. The individual is an active partner in their own care or support rather than being passive. An example include voting, volunteering, participating in group activities, and community gardening. Some are individual activities that benefit society, or voting, or group activities that benefit either the group members, like recreational soccer teams, or society, like a volunteer organization. But broadly speaking, there are the three types of participation. Conventional participation, there are activities that we expect of good citizens. Second, unconventional participation, there is activities that are legal but often considered inappropriate. And less illegal participation, like activities that break the law. Student participation education, the extent to which students participate or involve themselves in a class, courses, and etc. Active class participation also improves critical and higher level thinking skills. Students who participate in class have studied the material well enough to introduce new concepts to their peers. Participation can also help students learn from each other, increasing comprehension.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wisnu Adi. I would like to explain the teacher-student relationship. Although students may be in a subordinate position, some professors treat them as unequals. However, no matter professors would like to be, they still are in a position of authority. Professor may establish a shared relationship with students outside of the classroom, but in the classroom, they maintain the instructor role. A professor may have coffee one day with students, but the next day expect them to meet a deadline for the submission of a paper or to be prepared for a discussion or an exam. Students must realize that when a 10 teacher's role changes, they must appropriately adapt their behavior and attitudes. Next, independent learning. If a long reading assignment is given, instructors expect students to be familiar with the information in the reading even if they do not discuss it in class or give an examination. The ideal student is considered to be one who is motivated to learn for the sake of learning, not the one interested only in getting high grades. Next, grades consequence students may be frustrated with teachers who do not believe it is necessary to grade every assignment. Even if a grade is not given, the student is responsible for learning the material assigned. Okay, thanks. That's all for me. And the next material will be explained by Farah.
And I will explain about the honor system. Ideally, the teacher-student relationship at university is characterized by trust. The honor system imposed by the teacher at the university demands that the student be honest in all areas of schoolwork. Thus, cheating on tests, plagiarizing in written work, presenting others' ideas as original, and turning in homework completed by someone else are all prohibited. Violation the honor system can result in a student failing a course. In Indonesia, the honor system sometimes lacks respect, so it can be said that the honor system in Indonesia still needs to be tried.
Now we are in the last section, competition. Relationship that happen between students in a classroom can be cooperative or competitive. A competitive case might happen because where there are courses, there will be grades that are calculated by the teacher. The grading system creates a habit that makes each students become fear to share their notes or information with each other because they thought it will affect their grading score. The students will do anything to get a good grading score. Furthermore, there are such competitive aspect while students wanted to entrench the postgraduate school. The students will feel some pressure while there are only few students are going to be qualified by the postgraduate schools. While the students are graduate from the schools, they will be facing another competitive section such job market. In the end, there will be a winner in a competitive system. From the explanation we've got about competition, we can assume that the competitive system is not good at all to be implemented in the education aspect. To face that case, many universities in the United States or other countries apply educational practice that put forward students' attitudes and manner, honor system, their participation on the learning, responsibility, and also their independence on learning. I think that's all from my group. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.